What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first official 𝐒𝐿 podcast episode where everything is family.
Family is everything, baby.
Yes, sir. First episode, man. Flex. It's been a long time. I think February was the last time we did an official podcast episode. Now we got our own show, man. It's a long time in the history. I mean, low key, we've really been working on it throughout the whole season. Just subtly, we just kind of dropped it out of nowhere. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling great, Nav. How you feeling about it, brother? Talk to me.
I'm excited. Low key, it's like one of those things where, I go on these walks at night and I just kind of put my AirPods in. I go walk for 4 to 5 miles. And I just kind of like go through stuff in my head, kind of like vision stuff. And I'm like, damn, like shit, me and Unc really got something special here. Like we can really like make a spark here. And I think we are. And I think, a lot of people, I've read some of the replies on social media. Everybody's, genuinely excited. It seems like it's the same curiosity as to this dynamic here, because there's not really a lot of shows out there on the internet where, they usually are kind of on the same, age range, same generation, but we have two different walks of life here. And I think that's the most I don't know, it's interesting. And I think that's a cool dynamic that you don't really see. And that's something we can bring to you, not only in the basketball world, but just in the content space in general.
Yeah, man. I agree, Neff, man. It's been a long time coming, man, just to give people a sneak peek behind the scenes, man. I mean, we've been talking about this for a minute, right? And
Yeah.
life kind of got in the way with some of the stuff I was dealing with. And obviously, you got all your stuff you're dealing with too. And but we've been collaborating and talking and working hard behind the scenes to make sure we get it right, because I think the most important thing, and you nailed it, man, is different walks of life, right? That speaks to the 𝐒𝐿 podcast,
Yeah.
right? That's what we try and do. A positive vibe, fresh energy, man. I do want to pound on this, man.
Yeah.
We're not here to tear people down.
No.
Right? That's not what we do.
No, sir. None of that here.
We building people up. We want this to be a place where we could talk Suns basketball. We could be critical. We could talk good. We could talk bad. But the vibe is, and this is the hope, Neff. This is the hope.
Mhm.
The hope is that people tune in here when they want to feel good about basketball. They want to feel good about the Suns. They want to have a genuine conversation without all the doom and gloom. And it's going to be a multitude of things. It's just not Phoenix Suns basketball. We're going to talk about sports in general and have a lot of cool things coming down the pike. So I'm excited, man. Again, a lot of hard work, and I salute you, man, for going through this grind with me, man. People have no idea the amount of work that we put into this, and
we can only try.
Yeah, man. It's been a grind, brother, but it's come to fruition. 𝐒𝐿 podcast, baby.
𝐒𝐿.
We ready to go. Episode 1, a lot to talk about. We're going to have some fun. Got a big game tomorrow. Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's feel good. Good energy, good vibes.
Good energy, good vibes. Now, a lot of interesting stuff has been going on in the NBA as of recent. I was just touching this now because this recently just happened like 15 minutes ago, but Devin Booker put out a tweet of the little question emoji. Man, I don't know what Gucci Mane is doing. I don't know why he's officiating games, but he should go back to making music. Bro's been on some bullshit. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think Devin's emoji says it all. Like, hey, man, like, what are we doing here? That's the same call that you called on me. All of a sudden, it goes the other way, man. It's just, it's very interesting. I think Devin's very calculated. Devin's a pro. I think you saw that in the press conference. He's been in the league 11 years and he's never done that. But I salute him, and I salute him for speaking his mind and keeping it real, man, because it's about time, man. Like, people got to put some more respect on Devin's name, man.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I immediately laughed, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we get what you get what you putting down, D-Book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Consistent. Let's keep it straight across the board, man.
Yeah, I feel like there just has to be, not just with OKC, and I just kind of feel like obviously they're kind of the front runner for the whole foul baiting narrative, because they're on fucking national television almost every night, and that's a team that's most they're not the only team doing it. It's a league-wide thing, and I think that's something. The plot has kind of been twisted with Devin's remarks in the media about the whole deal. It's a league thing. Obviously, yeah,
Yeah.
Phoenix is guilty of it too. Colin Gillespie does the push-ups. Like every player does it. And I feel like officials do need to be held accountable just the same as how players are. They're fined. I'm not saying you have to put them on a freaking podium and have the whole arena bash them, but you just kind of have to have a conversation with them. They just have to be, there needs to be some accountability. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know how you can go about doing that, but I feel like this offseason, especially, and I've kind of felt this way for the past couple of years. I feel like there needs to be a conversation held about the officiating and kind of what you can do to hold them accountable.
I mean, here's the thing, man. The league has done subtle things throughout the times with the 2-minute report and subtle little things to try to claim accountability. But here's my thing, man. Like, man, they control too much. They control
Yeah.
too much. At the end of the day, they really control the
They almost make it
outcome.
about them.
That's right. And no one paid all the money to see James Williams. Like
I don't even know who he was until.
Boy, I'm glad you said that, because like this has probably put this dude on a national stage. Nobody even knows this dude's name, right?
Mm-mm.
And so, I don't know how they go about it, but I mean, coaches go to the podium, players go to the podium. I'm not saying do this over 82 games, but I'm saying when these games matter in the playoffs, hey man, get the crew chief and his crew out there for 5-10 minutes. Go to the podium. Let them get the smoke. Let them have, answer some tough questions on the spot without the NBA's backing, without them being able to say, oh, we went back and we looked at this and we looked at that. Because on the spot, this is where all this emotion is coming from, right?
Yeah.
And it goes back to, here's another point that I think will make this argument make a little bit more sense.
Sure.
Let's bring emotion into it. Because if you grab a ref after the game and they're required to sit at the podium and answer tough questions based on what they just went through, without the ability to go back and look at things and have a narrative painted, now you think about what happens in real time with players. When a player gets emotional and makes a gesture or says something, and the tech quickly, they quickly give them a tech, and they change the trajectory of the game and stuff. Let's put them on the spot. Let's see if they're going to get emotional when a reporter says, "Hey, we looked at the replay 10 minutes ago. The dude was saving the ball, and you called a technical." Like, what are you going to say on the spot? Not the scripted shit that you were able to hear after the league said this or said that, and kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? They kind of insulated you a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, let's do that, man. Put them up there. Let them get the smoke. And I think that'll put them in a situation where they have to be more accountable. And I think they'll be a little bit more hesitant to do something reckless, because they know they're going to have to answer to it right after the game.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of like another thing that I thought about too, about the whole official and ref thing, like in my I don't know, 10 plus years of watching basketball, I never knew, not even just basketball, but like NFL too, I never knew who the officials were. And I feel like in today's league, the officials are almost like figures in a way. Like you have your Scott Foster, you have, I don't even know bro's name, I forgot it, but Gucci Mane look like. Just I didn't really know who like a ref was until the 2021 playoffs when the Phoenix Suns were in there. Like that should just never be a thought where I'm like, I should never have to know who these officials are. And that's no disrespect to any of those guys, obviously, because they're doing their job and they're a part of the game. But I should not, there should be no situation where I know what this guy's name is. I don't know. Maybe that's a crazy take too, but I just feel like they have too much of an impact in a sense on games. And I just feel like officiating almost needs like a reset. And once again, whatever the league does, conversations, I don't know what they do with the officials. I'm sure they have some sort of league meetings with the officials in the offseason, but I feel like they just kind of have to have a conversation to be like, hey, we got to have some consistency. And obviously, it's an 82-game season. Every team is seeing different officiating crews on a nightly basis. You're not seeing the same refs, so everybody's calling things differently. But I feel like when you watch an NBA game, and I feel for the players too, because each night you go into a matchup, not only game planning for whatever team you're playing, whether it's the Thunder, the Blazers, or the fucking Hornets, you have to game plan, sort of, you have to implement who is officiating tomorrow's game and what they do and what they call. And I feel like that just should not be, like a factor in a game plan.
No,
I don't know.
no. I mean, listen. Let's talk. Let's get the let's talk. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
Man. This is what Uncle Neff is gonna do. These are the conversations we're gonna have. So here's the thing, man. First of all, let's make it very clear. Okay, and I've been around this game my entire life. Okay.
Yeah.
I've met refs. I've talked to people in that NBA league office that have these conversations. There's meetings every year. You know, a lot of people don't know the insides of this, but
Right.
I will tell you, the NBA sets up scenarios before the season where referees have the opportunity to sit with players and talk and build relationships and, you know, go over some of these things. It happens all the time. People have no idea about this, but it happens. But here's the reality. The reality is that these referees are human. And you give them the benefit of the doubt because they're human. But you also have to understand that they're emotional. They're emotional creatures just like anybody else. And so am I going to sit here, look at this camera and tell you that there's not emotions at a personal level that roll over into games?
Yeah.
Fuck no, I'm not going to do it because it happened, okay?
I would be the same way, though.
I'll tell you something. I'm not going to say any names. I'm going to tell a quick little story of my experience, okay?
Sure.
So I know for sure, I won't say any names, I won't bring any refs names, any player names, or any teams, but I'll give you a scenario, okay? There's a ref that doesn't like a player because of something that player, because of a relationship that player has at a family level. Let me phrase this better. I'm just going to let's do it better this way so there's less confusion.
Sure.
Okay. So you're my brother.
Yep.
You played in the league before me. Okay. When you played in the league, you had a bad relationship with a ref.
Sure.
Now, 10 years, 15 years later, I come into the league. I'm your little brother. Okay. I know a personal situation where a referee has a personal agenda with the little brother because he had a problem with the big brother 10 years ago.
Damn, it's almost like the badass kid in school, right? Where the teacher has a problem. He fucked up little bro's credit coming into the shit.
That's it. So you got a referee that has a personal agenda that is now giving the younger brother, who has nothing to do with those sins, has nothing to do with it, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you know, I remember playing in the league or having a situation with your brother, and so you know what? Now I'm gonna take it out on you because I got a whistle. Right? That's a fucking true story.
That's crazy.
Again, I won't throw no names or anything into it, but I know of a situation like that where a referee had a personal problem with another person that's a family member of a player, and later on down the line starts taking it out on the fucking player. Okay? For absolutely no reason. That's a personal agenda. That's a personal bias. That's a fucking problem to me. Yeah. Right? And so we can't do it. And I'll tell you something that I think really needs to be thought about to solve some of this problem. I don't think it solves the problem, but I think it's a very interesting approach. Okay?
Sure.
When a referee gives a technical, and that technical is rescinded, if that technical is rescinded, that ref should get fined.
Yeah.
How about that? When a player gets a tech, he gets a fine.
I like
that.
The
league rescinds that, the ref that made the fucking call should have to pay the consequence. And let's make it public. Let's not keep it quiet. Let's say, you know what? Last night, the technical on Devin Booker was rescinded, and the referee, James Williams, was fined $10,000. How about we do that?
I think that's, I mean, why not?
That fair?
I think that's a good idea. That's fair.
It might
Because
make
if a
them think
player is held to a
twice.
standard, why can't a
Correct.
ref be held to the same standard? They're
Correct.
both at a professional level. You're at the highest level of basketball,
There we go.
just
So
different
it'll make you
jobs.
think twice. It'll really make you think twice about
Yeah.
calling that vital technical that is a point and changes the game and could cost you a game.
Yep.
I never liked the 2-minute report because it's like, okay, 2-minute
It's
report
just
came out. We messed up, but you still
yeah.
got the loss, fellas. Sorry.
Yep.
Like, come on, man. We got
Yeah, it's bullshit. And I put up the post yesterday, obviously, of Book's fine and everything. That shit got over like 300,000 views, which was awesome to see. And just everybody was kind of in agreement, say, hey, this is kind of fucked up. Even though the technical rescinded, it already affected a big impact playoff game. Like,
correct.
yeah. So yeah, Devin's right. The fine isn't even the point. Devin's cool. He's set, but the fucking that shit just changed the momentum of either some shit going on in the game. It just, I don't know, it just fucks up the game. And a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, it's just 1 point, the Suns weren't gonna win anyways. Well, it's bigger than that, man. And I saw this a lot with game 1 too, when obviously I already knew going into this what we're gonna deal with OKC. Obviously, they're already a good ass team, 1 through 15.
Great
and
team.
you got to play the officials too, which once again, I'm gonna look into, they're not the only team doing this, just because I know there's gonna be 1 or 2 OKC fans that tap into this and you're like, these guys, they're having an agenda here. No, every team's doing it. They're just on the national level, like I said earlier. They're on ESPN. Everybody's seeing it. They just have that narrative attached to them. That just happens. But it sucks because the team will go on a run, a ref will call a technical or some bullshit foul, and it changes the whole game. Yeah, the Suns may have lost by 20 or by 10 or by 15, but that run could have changed, something going into the last 2 minutes of a game, etc. We saw with main example of Dylan Brooks this year a lot. He had a lot of personal agenda technical fouls, and he would get one during the game. I think there was one against, Miami Heat, maybe in the second half of the season, where it was like under 2 minutes left in the game. It was a 3-point game. He got a technical. He shot a free throw. Obviously, the Heat ended up winning that game. Sure, it was only 1 point, but that whole circumstance, that whole situation changed the whole momentum, because I think the Suns were on a run. And it fucks with the player mentally. It does. And
absolutely.
People just forget that there's emotions. Like,
it's real,
it's frustrating,
emotions, man. And another thing, Neff, is you gotta, if you're gonna stick to your script, and I'm using the word script for a reason.
Sure.
Okay. I thought what Devin said was great, and I back him 100%. I think I think the key phrase in that whole thing that Book said was WWE. You know what I mean? Like, we all know WWE scripted, man. Like, this is the NBA, man. Like,
it's the main reason I couldn't get into it as a kid.
Right. And again, I'm not saying the league is scripting this. What I'm saying is it's not good for business. It's not good for the league. For anyone in any part of this world that, as a basketball fan or digests basketball, to in any way, shape or form insinuate that this machine, the NBA, in any way, shape or form could be scripted. And I'm telling you, it's not. I got too much respect for people. I got friends in the league office. It's not scripted. But when you start to see some of this, it's not crazy for people to go there, right? It's not crazy for these conspiracy theories to pop up, but you're opening the door to do that, right? And you got to call it straight. Like, you can't you can't have Dylan Brooks clap and get attacked. But Draymond could literally curse a ref out for 10 seconds and not get anything. Denny Avia in that huge game against Portland, after a play, yelled at the ref, looked directly in his face, screamed, and fucking won, right? Made a gesture. Nothing. I mean, you got to call it straight, man. You got to ref the game, not the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. Like, that's what we got to get to. And I think the game would be much better if they get to a point where it's consensus. I thought Dylan made a great point, too. He's like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s basketball, and I remember like 75, 80 to 75, right? I remember the Jordan rules. I remember the Bad Boys Pistons. I remember those Knicks Bulls series. Like, you understood in the regular season you're going to get this, but in the playoffs, man, you got to get buckets. You got to fight through
Right.
this shit. Let the teams and the players decide this. No one wants to go to
Yeah.
arena and watch a ref decide what's
No.
going on. Shea, Shea's 4 for 16, but he's got 17 fucking free throws. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, yeah, it's got to stop, man. So I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I will
Right.
say that I'm glad Devin did what he did. I'm glad
Yeah.
Jordan Knott did what he did. I'm glad Dylan Brooks did what he did. I'm glad Matt Ishbia backed
Yeah.
him
Shout
up.
out to Matt.
Shout out to Matt Ishbia, one of the best owners in basketball, and that's why he's going to go out there and take one with the team, right? And so hopefully this changes things and we're able to watch a basketball game tomorrow and may the best team win. But hopefully we're not talking about the refs.
Yeah. Now, let's transition into kind of a happy spot here. Obviously, we got the whole ref thing out of the way. Let's do a little recap of the season here. Obviously, we did a pod, I think October 28th, if I'm correct. So
Wow.
start of the season.
Okay.
That was the first. I think no, it was the second one because we did them in the off season. But the second one we did, we kind of pretty much did our like little predictions going into the season, and for the most part, we were right. We stood on it. No, everybody. It's funny because everybody now, the whole play-in sequence, that whole week was just insane. It was the darkest hours I've seen on Suns Twitter, and you'd be like, why? This team won 45 games. They were projected to win 28. You guys are in a play-in spot. You have a chance to make it into the playoffs when you projected not to. That, all valid points. But man, you would think we were the top 2 team in the Western Conference with how they acted after we lost to Portland. Absolutely insane. And it's funny because I can, I'm not going to pull up all the receipts, but a lot of these, just everybody that, sits on here, does the podcast just like us. They were like, Suns team's not going to be good, not going to be competitive. The season is pretty much a wash. No. Yeah. We won 15 more games than we were projected to. I think the Suns were at 28.5 to 30 in the win, projected category, got to 45. And we know once we got to that mark, once we got the plans, the 7th seed locked, I was cool with whatever happened. I wouldn't have honestly cared, like OG, I wouldn't have cared. If we would have lost to the Warriors in that second game, cool. I'm happy.
Yeah. I agree.
It's just, I don't know. I thought it was hilarious.
Listen, it's hilarious because, in June, let's just go back to June.
Yeah.
Let's go back to June. Let's go back to right before the NBA draft. I was actually in South Carolina, okay, on a business trip for 2 weeks in South Carolina, and the KD trade happens, and everybody knew something was gonna happen, and it went down, and I remember the vibe of everything between the KD trade and draft night, and I remember everyone saying, man, listen, this team's going to be a bottom 5 team in the NBA. You got a first-year GM, which everyone said didn't deserve that job. Okay? You got a first-year head coach, where everyone said he didn't deserve that job. Everybody took the easy way out and the lazy take and was like, oh, they just got the job because they went to Michigan State and they're cool with Matt Ishbia, right? So you have that. Then you have the player movement, and you have all these narratives, and everyone had their opinion. Okay, I remember it this way. It's how I remember it. I remember it feeling like it was probably 80-20 negative. It was 80-20. This team's going to be very bad. This is going to be very bad for a long time. This team isn't going to be anywhere near a playoff team for 3, 4, 5 years. That's what it felt like. Now, for some reason, man, I can't find anyone.
Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's funny.
I can't find anyone. Everyone predicted that this team would win 40 games. They'd have a good season.
Everybody had the script. They had the script.
Correct. Right. It just doesn't make sense, man. This team exceeded expectations. They proved a lot of people wrong. And I think a big problem in this space that is something that I think is going to be refreshing as we continue to do this is um, there is a real thing that happens with a lot of these media members and their agendas. And
Mm-hmm.
when they say you're supposed to be a bottom five team and that team is constantly proving you wrong every night, you spend your entire season trying to justify your take and trying to
Yep.
trying to cover your ego and basically say, oh yeah, okay, they're winning some games, but here's what I'm going to say: 45
Mm-hmm.
wins, first year GM, first year coach, whole new roster, right? 150 games lost to injury. um you know if I told you Jalen Green was going to miss half the year, even 2/3 of the year,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Dylan Brooks was going to miss 2 months, 2.5 months with a broken hand. Mark Williams was going to be in and out the lineup. Devin Booker was going to deal with issues. Damn near every player on our roster is going to miss games.
Yeah.
And you still win 45 games. You still potentially should have won 50 games.
Yeah.
This is a resounding success, whether they even if they didn't get through the play-in now.
Yeah. I would have been
Even if,
cool. Like I said,
yeah,
I told you on the phone too. I was like, if we don't make it out, I'm cool with it. Like it's
correct.
no
So
weight on my shoulders.
listen, I love what this team has done. I love where they're headed. I love what they were able to prove this year. I'm 100% on. I'll stand on this. I believe this team is a 50-win team. They only won
Yeah.
45, but I believe if you take just a couple of these obstacles and issues that they faced, they would have been easily a 50-win team.
Yeah.
And anyone that looks at that and looks at the youth,
Yeah.
the growth of the coach, the GM, what you have in Devin Booker, and all those other intangibles, and you're in any way, shape, or form upset, you're looking at this the wrong way.
You're
You
just
just
living life wrong, honestly. I'm gonna
correct.
keep it a buck. You gotta find some happiness, dog. Read a book.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Something.
I'm with you, dog.
Meditate.
I'm with you,
Um, and then I'm gonna give another shout out to the main guy, number one, Devin Booker here too, because we don't reach that spot without him. And
Yeah,
for some reason, it's always weird too, because I'll add on to the point with the whole, everybody in the media. They always find something. They'll find the most Chat GPT ass statistic to tear down book, and I will never understand that. For a guy that could have left years ago, 2018, could have left, went somewhere, young dude, one of the rare few players in this league that had his age. He's only 29 still, which is crazy. I feel like he's been in the league for 20 years now, but
yeah,
he still has that OG mindset. He want to lock in. He want to stay with Phoenix, and that will probably never change.
yeah,
But he committed to this franchise even at its worst. And without Book, you know, the Suns don't even try to acquire Chris Paul. They don't try to acquire Kevin Durant, despite what happened in that era. Just a lot of opportunities don't happen because of Devin Booker. And I feel like, hell, even all these, we could even go as far as to like the impact that Devin has made for the clicks and views for not only us, but all these other media outlets. Without Devin Booker, I'm sorry, if he were to get traded today, your audience is gone with him. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah,
80%, that's maybe being low too. 90, I'm going to say 85% or more of your audience is gone with Devin Booker and whatever team is going to. It's just the truth. And
yeah,
especially with the fact, bringing in Kevin Durant too. The fact that you guys were able to argue with Kevin Durant on Twitter about the Phoenix Suns was because Devin Booker. It's just
yeah,
all this shit. I don't know. It's so crazy because these guys will find a way to tear down Book in any sort of stratosphere they can, opposed to defending him and backing him and trying to, praise him. I don't know. It's weird
yeah.
to me because I feel like if he's a star player and a guy that's been there for 11 years, he would do that. But I guess, loyalty is just overrated.
No, yeah, I'm glad you said that. Glad you said that, Neff. Thank you for saying it for me. Listen, loyalty is always gonna be number one to me. In all sports, you gotta go through the mud, man. And this is a guy who came here went through the mud. Let's talk about it a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the dude's had well over 100 different teammates in the time he's been here. Okay,
So crazy.
8 in 11 seasons, 8 different head coaches. Okay, 8 different head coaches. So I hear this all the time. You know, Phoenix is a prime destination. Players want to come to Phoenix, right?
Yep.
Well, I've been a Suns fan for, well, damn near coming up on 40 years. Okay. And I know one thing. I know the weather in Arizona hasn't changed dramatically. I know the palm trees and the mountains and the sun, all that shit has been the same. I mean, of course, people can argue subtle changes, but at the end of the day, y'all get where I'm getting at with this.
Yeah.
Okay. This, when we were winning 15, 19 games, 20 games, you know, people weren't saying, oh, yeah, of course, you know, everybody wants to play. No, people weren't coming here.
So crazy.
People didn't want to come here. They didn't want to come here. Okay? Like in my lifetime, there's only been 2 players of consequence in the damn near 40 years I've been watching and following this team. There's only been 2 players of consequence that have chose to come here to Phoenix. You know, you're talking about Steve Nash. I'm talking about free agency. I'll say 3, and I'll give you the first free agent ever in the history of the National Basketball Association is Tom Chambers. Okay? That's fun fact.
Oh.
Okay? When I was growing up, free agency wasn't in basketball. Free agency, the first year of free agency was the year Tom Chambers came to Phoenix. Okay? So that's a fun fact. Tom Chambers officially is the first ever NBA free agent to sign with any team. So Tom Chambers, Steve Nash, and I'll throw Danny Manning in there. There's 3 guys in almost 40 years of me watching. So miss me with the Phoenix is a prime destination. Miss me with the anybody wants to be there because of the weather. That's a crock of shit. I'll tell you what happened. They drafted Devin Booker. He's a franchise guy. He's put in all this work and sweat equity and has turned this place to a place where a Chris Paul, a Kevin Durant, a Brad Beal, okay, we'll get into some other names later that I know people want to talk about. But yes, the Suns are a prime destination for star athletes because they know number one's here. And they know they have a chance of winning with number one here. And to your point, I'll even go further, Neff.
Yeah.
You know, there are people that are taking shots at Devin. And y'all can listen to this and y'all can say, oh, man, y'all just Devin Booker apologists. No. It's loyalty.
Yeah.
It's fucking loyalty, right?
It's overrated, though,
there
man.
are people, brother, nephew, there are people. And I'm not going to say any names. They going to know who they are.
Yeah.
And there are people that have jobs, that have a salary to talk about basketball, to talk about the Phoenix Suns, because Devin Booker plays on this fucking team.
It's crazy, right?
It's wild.
We're gonna shit on the guy that is pretty much in a sense paying me to talk.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. I mean, that's a fact. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs and aren't doing what they're doing if they haven't had the last 11 years with Devin Booker, and yet they're quote unquote. I guess you know you've heard this. Don't shit where you sleep.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're literally doing that. Right. And so I dare people. I'm like, you know, mess around and find out.
Yeah.
See how quick you get that call and say, you know what? There's not enough interest, not enough viewership. You know what? You ain't got a job no more, man. Go find another team to follow or to cover, right? And that's not being dramatic. That's being real, man.
That's real. That's real shit.
That's just real. So I'm saying, man, support the guy. You know, he's done a lot of good for this franchise. There's good, there's bad. No one's perfect. Devin isn't
Right.
perfect, right? There's no athlete that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you to have blind faith and just be like, oh, everything's fine all the time with Devin. No, man. If he
Yeah.
has a bad game, say he has a bad game. But the extreme
There's
and
levels.
yeah, there's levels to it, man.
You can criticize and still be respectful about it.
Correct. Correct.
But taking
And
shots at somebody's character,
right. That's not
there's choices, man.
yeah, that's not it. So yeah, I got no problem sitting here doing this show now and keeping it a buck.
Yeah.
I
I would say
appreciate
the same shit in person. Like this isn't.
correct. Correct.
I'll hop on a flight. We
Correct.
can have conversations. I'm cool with it. But
Correct, brother.
it's cool, man. Let's just stop disrespecting Book, man. And I just like you just gotta appreciate it because already, fuck, 10 years from now, Book is gonna be out the league.
Yeah.
Like we're already 11 years in. Like this is crazy. I started watching a couple years before Devin was a Phoenix Sun. Pretty much grew up with Book in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm now the age Book was when he was. Well, fuck,
Right.
Book dropped 70 at my age right now.
Yeah.
Crazy. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like because all the media people too. You've seen Devin walk in from 2015, and you've seen him grow to this point now. And I just feel like it's kind of weird too. I don't know. It's just weird energy, man. We're gonna get away from that here.
Yeah.
Gonna keep it a buck, keep it neutral. But obviously, OKC tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this. How are your thoughts so far on the series?
I mean, Neff, listen, man. Listen, OKC's the champions. They're defending champions. They're the best team in the world, right?
Yeah.
They're well constructed. They're a talented team. Dagnall's one of the best coaches in the world. They got Sam Presti calling the shots. That one probably the best in the world, right? Give them credit, man. That team's incredible. That team's very good. Now, let's just put some perspective into this, okay?
Sure.
The Phoenix Suns are in year one of what we would call a rebuild or soft reset or a soft retool, whatever way you want to frame it, right? They lost game one after having to play. Again, they controlled this, and
Yeah.
they had to play a game on a Friday night
Yep.
against the Golden State team. Win that game to make the playoffs. Okay, that's on them.
Yeah.
But they had a short turnaround. Went to OKC, an OKC team that was sitting there resting for a whole week, and within 6 to 8 minutes of that game, you saw it completely shift. You saw a team that was gassed and had been through a lot in the last week, including your franchise player Devin Booker fighting through some ailments in game one against Portland and that second game against Golden State. And so they got beat.
Yeah.
Call it what it is, right? Now, game two is interesting because I'm watching this game, and we're gonna take the whole refs and all that stuff out of it.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching this game, I'm saying, man, I'm proud of this basketball team. They're down 8 at the half, and nothing has gone well for them. They didn't get any calls. They weren't getting any whistles. They weren't getting no favors for them on the road in a hostile environment. But they showing me that, hey, man, 1 or 2 calls here. There was a call on Devin, the controversial call with Caruso, that and one. And then you immediately reverse that. You get an and one on the other end, right? Now, just simple math, man. That's a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
That's a 6-point swing. So we're talking about an 8-point game at halftime that probably should have been more like a 1-possession game at halftime. Just on one play, going one way or another. So to answer your question without being long-winded, man, they're down 0-2. OKC did what they were supposed to do. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, everything I've seen on tape, this Phoenix Suns team has what it takes to compete and fight with this OKC team if we're calling it straight down the middle.
Yeah.
And that keeps me positive. That gives me hope. And I'm feeling really good about what they're going to do tomorrow, or if you're listening to this today, um, in Game 3 in Phoenix. And so
Yeah.
I feel good about where we're at, brother. And we'll talk more about this. I will actually want to
Yeah.
get more into this because I think there's some stuff going on. I want your take, but
Sure.
I think there's some interesting stuff happening right now that could surprise some people.
Yeah. Obviously, right now, the Suns down 0-2. I'm still very ecstatic, like you said too. I could not be more proud of this group, how they fought this year, how they've, as a first year team with some new front office additions, new coaching staff, how they've been able to, kind of just going back into the season, how they've been able to overcome these obstacles with injuries and how they've still been able to pull off 45 wins is beyond me, man. That's very impressive. Obviously, in October, I sit in on my YouTube channel as well. The receipts are there. You can go back and watch videos. But I was like, hey, I don't see this team being a team that is going to win 28 games. I saw them being at the lowest of playing team. That's where they were. Got to the play-in. Now we're playing the defending champs. Obviously, shout out to Jalen Williams. Unfortunately, he got hurt in the last game. He's going to be out in Game 3 either today or tomorrow when you guys are watching this. The Suns are playing with house money right now. They're playing with house rules. They have a chance to, all the momentum right now with what Book kind of created right now with the league. I'm sure the team is super amped to get back on the home court, fuck some shit up at home.
Yeah.
I mean, for being out without Grayson Allen, without Mark Williams, some really key players
Jordan
that have had, shout out Goody too. Like a lot of huge impactful players. How they've been able to, even in the last game 2, only lose by 13 points without 3 impactful players to a juggernaut team. That every time that I see a player check in from the OKC bench, you know the LeBron clip where he sees Kawhi check in?
Yeah.
That's my reaction every time I see an OKC player checking because I'm like, fuck, man, all these good dudes can hoop. But like how they've been able to just keep it, like the fight is there. I'm not seeing any elusive drive. Like I'm hyped, I'm amped, and hopefully with all this momentum with Phoenix right now, obviously they haven't won a game, but I feel like the momentum is in a sense, and this could be crazy too. This might be, you might call me a freaking, I don't know, just something nuts, but I feel like the momentum is kind of swayed in a sense to Phoenix. And you're going back home with all this momentum. If you win Game 3 at home, why can't you win Game 4? I'll be
Go ahead.
I'll be more than ecstatic that this team wins a game, but I feel like this team could really make things interesting now. And obviously, I think Book's pissed off, Dylan's pissed off, everybody's pissed off and angry, and they just want to make a statement. I feel like obviously we're gonna get that today or tomorrow when you guys are watching this, but I don't know. I think shit's gonna get interesting here, Unc.
I know. So Neff, let's unpack this. So there's probably going to be some people that are going to listen to us talking right now, and they're going to say, "How the hell does the Suns got momentum? They down 0-2."
Yeah,
like that's probably what
that's crazy, right?
Some people are going to say, "How you got momentum?" Now, we've talked about this on previous shows. There's no hiding the fact. Everybody knows I love basketball. Basketball is my life. It's been my life for a long time. But I follow other sports. I consume every sport that you can possibly think about. And one of my favorite is boxing. Boxing's always been, it's probably my second favorite sport. I got family that box. I told you Shakur Stevenson, that's my guy, right? So I've seen this up close and personal in the boxing game.
Yeah.
Where, it's a 12-round fight, right? And somebody will come out and, there's a fighter and he comes out for the first 4 or 5 rounds and he's dominating that fight. And then one round shifts everything, For people that want to go back and look at an example of this, go back and watch Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad, that fight, okay? Oscar De La Hoya is the best fighter in the world. He goes up on the card 6-0. Felix Trinidad has one good round, ends up shifting the momentum of the fight, and ultimately wins that fight in decision because he took advantage of that momentum shift. The last 10 minutes of that basketball game the other day, that carries over.
Yeah.
Like OKC OKC in those last 10 minutes of that basketball game, I believe they went in that locker room and they said, I don't like how this feels. Like that Phoenix Suns team, they don't
Yeah.
give up. They're gonna keep throwing punches. They're gonna keep fighting. Like they're not gonna just roll over and play dead. We're gonna have to hit them with 4 knockout punches. This is far from
Yeah.
over. Now let's talk about the J-Dub thing.
Yeah.
We don't wish injuries on no one.
Right.
I've been around the sports world too much. I've seen some of my closest friends on planet Earth that are pro athletes have devastating injuries.
Yeah.
I hate injuries to any athlete. So
it's the worst. It's the worst, man. Flux, can I share you like my first like injury heartbreak?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm a huge Giants fan. To everybody that doesn't know that, Odell is my guy. Favorite player of all time.
Shout out to Deli. Just saw my
Shout out to Dell. I think it was a game afternoon on a Sunday against I believe the Chargers. Against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting on the couch, my Odell jersey, and I think it was a slant route. He gets undercut, ankle. Man, that crushed me. That shit broke me. And obviously, sucks, man.
I remember that. Hey, you're a Giant fan. I'm gonna break some news right here on the show. Deli signing with the Giants.
Odell's back.
Did he sign? Is it official?
I haven't seen it yet.
He's
coming back. I saw he had the workout, and
he had to work out. Yeah, he had to work out. But I'm telling you,
he's back.
I got as many NFL sources as I got NBA stuff, man. I'm telling you, I fully expect Odell Beckham to be a New York Giant next year. Go back home and do his thing. You know, Odell played with one of my guys, David Tyree, right? Like David Tyree was in the building when Odell was young. He was actually director of player development for the Giants, won a Super Bowl with the Giants. And so I've been tapped in and followed Odell since the beginning, man. Big Odell Beckham fan. It's going to be nice to see him back with the Giants. So I'm making that prediction right here on the show. I fully expect Odell Beckham to be a Giant this year. But that's a whole different thing. We'll get into the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
But to your point, devastating injuries, man, you don't want to see it. And so when I saw that happen to J-Dub, man, there's always that first moment of, damn, I hope he's okay. Because you never want that to happen. But let's get back to reality. The reality is, unfortunately, he did hurt his hamstring.
Yeah.
And my understanding, based on all the phone calls I've made, I'd be shocked if he plays another minute in this series. Okay, so that shifts a lot. So you're down 0-2. You go to Phoenix, right? There's a very good chance that the referees might have a different whistle tomorrow because of what Devin Booker and everybody stood on business. Right. Mm-hmm. So you just go in there, you win a game. You win a game with an OKC team that is feeling the impact of not having J-Dub. I mean, Joe, go back and look at the Shea SGA interview on the court after the game. And I could tell you, man, that guy looked like a guy that knew, hey, man, we just lost one of our guys and this is serious.
Yeah.
And this is a long haul. Like, we're not feeling good about this because this team ain't going to stop throwing punches. So here's the scenario real quick. I'm going to lay it out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Call me Optimus Flex. Call me glass half full. Call me Flex is a homer. Here's what I'm going to say, man. They're going to play tomorrow. Okay. I think tomorrow is going to be a different basketball game based on everything that's happened in the last 48 hours. Okay. Suns win that game tomorrow. It's 2-1.
Yep.
Now you got a game in downtown Phoenix, a game 4, without J-Dub, okay? And now the Suns are potentially on momentum because they won a game.
Yep.
Don't let this go to 2-2.
No.
I'm speaking to OKC Thunder fans.
Yeah, I'm even saying, in fact, like, don't let the Suns get one.
Yeah, I mean, you get one tomorrow. Now you got a chance to potentially have a conversation. That's all we're asking for.
Just a chance.
This could be, if we win, we could be 2-2 going back to OKC.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel things get a little tighter, man. You know, you gotta play the games out. Anything can happen in a singular game. We don't want injuries for any team.
No.
But the reality is anything can happen at any given moment. So people that think this is completely done and people that think this is over, chill out, man. Chill out. Be careful. I've seen crazier things happen. I'm not saying we're
Yeah.
gonna win a series, but I'm telling you, we could be having a conversation in a couple days. Like, holy shit, now,
It's tied up.
hey, this is 2-2.
Yeah.
Best of 3. You know,
Yeah, I think that's
don't.
fair. I'm right there
Yeah,
with
don't.
you.
Yeah, don't slip up. You know what I mean? Don't slip up.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is interesting, man. This is gonna get interesting. But tomorrow's gonna be the game. At the end of the day, it's real simple, man. You go out there, you perform tomorrow, you get the job done, you give yourself a chance to have that conversation, extend your season, and just see what happens, man. Basketball's trippy like that, you know?
Now, I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit here because I know you have some coaching experience in your background as a coach getting into tomorrow's game, and I guess you could just talk about the series overall. What kind of mindset are you in, knowing that you don't have J-Dub anymore out of the equation? You have Shea, you have Chet. How do you go about trying to neutralize this OKC team for the rest of the season? Or not, I guess not the rest of the season, but going into the rest of the series here. Like, what do you do to try to neutralize them and give yourself the best chance?
Yeah, if I'm coaching, and again, hypothetical, right? If I got
Mhm.
the coaching hat on tomorrow, here's the first
Yep.
thing I'm saying. The first thing I'm praying for
Yeah.
is that we get a fair shake with the game calls, right?
Yeah.
That's paramount, because if that doesn't happen and we're not getting some balance there,
It won't
then
matter.
it won't matter. So first thing is, okay, let's hope and pray that we get this at least straight. I'm not telling you call everything for Phoenix. I'm just saying keep it a little balanced, right? That's number one. Number two is, now as a coach, I'm really starting to apply the pressure, and I'm saying, okay, Batman doesn't have Robin.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to apply as much pressure, try to get Shea out of these lanes, try to get Shea out of getting these pick and roll spots where he can, easily get to a spot and put himself in a position where a ref can make a call. I'm being a lot more aggressive, and I'm putting my eggs in this hat. I'm saying, I want to see those role guys in OKC carry a game when we're applying that extra pressure to SGA and J-Dub ain't on the other side. So AJ Mitchell, Cason Wallace, Caruso, right? All these guys now have to step into a bigger spot. Can they do it? Yeah, they're a good team. They played without J-Dub this year. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying, listen, man, I'm gonna take SGA away as much as I can,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna bank on seeing if those guys can hold the fort down. And
Yeah.
if the Suns do that with Goody, I'll say another thing right here. Before this is the night before the game.
Sure.
I completely unequivocally expect Jordan Goodwin to play tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so that is gonna shift things as well, because it was only 5 minutes he played in this series, but those first 5 minutes that he played, he got 2 quick fouls. But I'm telling you, the tape showed me something else. The tape showed me that 25 minutes of Jordan Goodwin could make a world of difference on SGA.
Yeah.
And I expect him to play tomorrow. I expect him to play the minutes we are hoping that he would have already played. And so, yeah, the adjustment is real simple, man. You can't let SGA beat you. You gotta guard SGA like people guard Book.
Yeah. You gotta
Like,
send them double blitz
let's
traps.
do that. Yeah, let's do that. And if they beat us and they outplay us in that way, you
Yeah.
tip your hat. That's
Yeah.
just pretty much it. That's where I'm at with it.
Now I'm gonna ask you about two other guys that have kind of been with the injury bug right now. Obviously Grayson Allen has been available the past couple games, but
Yeah.
he's been non-existent. He's just been sitting in the warm up. What's going on with him?
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. This is where I'm gonna be truly transparent.
Yeah.
Um, I wish Grayson was playing already in this series.
Yeah.
He's dealing with some stuff, but I'm like, man, it's the playoffs, man. Even 50% of Grayson Allen, the amount of gravity he brings to the court.
Yeah.
Even if he's a decoy, even if he's out in the wing or in the corner, you got to respect his 3-point ball,
Yeah.
right? You got to respect his ability to shoot. So I'm hoping and praying that Grayson is a guy that also is going to be available tomorrow. I've got good reports. I've gotten good information. There's a I believe Goody's playing. Grayson is going to be a game time. Well, he's been available, right? But
Yeah.
there's a difference between being available and actually playing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can get Goody and Grayson back tomorrow, I think it dramatically changes the outcome, and it dramatically changes our team dynamic completely. So there's a very good chance Goody and Grayson are available tomorrow, and that makes the Phoenix Suns a lot better basketball team. So as far as what he's dealing with, I don't want to go there. There's
Yeah.
a multitude of things that Grayson's
Sure.
been dealing with. But I'm saying, Grayson, you gotta. It's now or never, bro. You got to get out there. You got to get out.
Yeah, it sucks because I feel like this whole season has kind of been dealing with some bugs, and once again, a guy that has been very impactful for the Suns, and like you said, his gravity as well. I think we just haven't had just any elite 3-point shooter in this series, and I feel like that's kind of been one of the main difference makers as well. In terms of like rim protection too, because obviously we've been running with man. Shout out to him. I liked what he's done. Obviously the numbers haven't been he's not doing stuff off the box where he like really pops out to you. I think last game he had 4 points and 2 boards, but I liked how he was talking on defense. I liked just for how mature he played for a 19-year-old in his first playoff series with limited reps, and the defending fucking champs. Like, I was hugely impressed with my guy, man. A guy we've been missing, Mark Williams. I've heard some stuff as well. I personally don't expect him to come back this series and play for the Suns or going forward. Obviously, I don't know what the conversation is looking like with that, but you could correct me on that as well.
No, I'm less confident about Mark. He's dealing with a stress reaction in that foot again. You got to remember, man, this is a young guy who's dealt with a ton of injuries. This is also a guy that I need people to remember this, man. Like, this is people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, it goes beyond the fandom.
Yeah.
Right? This guy has a family. He wants to take care of his family. He's a professional athlete. He's got a stress reaction in his foot. These are dangerous things to deal with big men.
Yeah.
Friendly reminder, Mark Williams is a free agent this summer. Okay, now we do have his restricted free agency rights. We do have a qualifying offer that we'll put out there. But you got to protect the player, man. You got to protect the player. This guy's trying to have an NBA career, and I think he will. But that injury is a little too uncomfortable. If I were in that situation, I'd be doing exactly what the Suns have been doing, and they're protecting the player from himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mark Williams would love to be out there playing with his guys, but he's such a young player, and big men and foot injuries are a recipe for disaster. So you got to protect him. So I mean, I'd be shocked if we see Mark in this series. But again, how this plays out changes everything, right? Like, you win a couple games in this series, man, and now there's a different conversation because people, they're people and they have emotions and they care.
Yeah.
So, but everything being equal, again, I think Goody and Grayson are going to be realistic people to return tomorrow. Mark's a whole different conversation. I don't expect to see him the rest of the series. At least I don't think so. I could get surprised. But that's a real thing that he's dealing with.
Yeah. Once again, shout out to Mark too, because I feel like a guy that's been very impactful for us on the glass. Yeah, just his presence in the paint. I feel like he's caught some flack as well. Obviously, this is the most game he's played in a season in his NBA career, if I'm correct. So once again, shout out to him. I like to see him building and trending upwards since coming to Phoenix. How do you think the Suns kind of have to adjust to the double bigs in OKC? Obviously, Oso is a little more undersized. Man is a younger dude. I mean, he's 19, less reps. You can only expect so much, and I feel like that's something that I feel like that's fortunate. I feel like that's kind of one of the things the Suns are battling as well. Is kind of the big situation and just trying to get extra possessions, because there was fuck, OKC's been dominated the glass. Like, there's been possessions where they get the ball 2 times, they get 3 chances. If you give an NBA team 2 to 3 chances, they're gonna score. Fuck, I'll go to the Y, and you give me 2 to 3 chances, I'm gonna make one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make one.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
evident to happen.
That's
But
right.
what do you think the Suns have to do to kind of combat that and try to neutralize that, I guess, in a sense?
Well, I mean, you nailed it, man. I mean, listen, shout out to Oso. I love Oso. I think he's a tremendous player. I think he's going to have a tremendous career. But he's undersized.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just it. He's undersized. Man solves a lot of problems in that aspect, but he's a younger guy.
It's
He's
just
still a
timing.
baby learning how to play the game,
He's
man.
my age, which is crazy.
Exactly. So
Like,
you gotta allow that guy to get his legs on him, develop, and get better. So the Suns are in a bit of a conundrum there, and especially
yeah,
because you didn't think you were going into this without Mark Williams. With Mark Williams, things are a different
different
conversation.
story.
I will say this without getting too aggressive.
Sure.
Um, I am a little, and there's part of me that I understand some of the dynamics behind this.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love to see a little bit of Rasheed Fleming.
I would
I
as well. I
I love
feel
to see
like, once again, you're a little more tapped in behind the scenes opposed to me, but I feel like, a lot of Suns fans are kind of puzzled and questioned as well because we saw very promising minutes from him and _Coman throughout that, the last 2 month stretch when we were dealing with those injuries. And I was like, holy shit, we have Kawhi Leonard Jr. here. And you wanna know my favorite part, kind of the last 2 months of basketball. And that's San Antonio. Was it the San Antonio game? Or no, it was the Thunder game, the last game of the regular season. Rasheed Fleming shot a post fade or a little midi turnaround. That put a smile across my face that I could not wipe off for 48 hours. And he did make it. And, it's a very niche thing. And people are like, what the fuck are you geeking about over that? Man,
tremendous.
I love that. I love that shit
Yeah,
so much. And it's promising to see a guy that already has a lot of defensive talent. He has a 7'5" wingspan, super athletic, to have, that's like a mature thing. I feel like the mid range is a
yeah,
mature thing. I know he's been working with my guy, David Tisdale. Shout out to David. Or Tyndale. Sorry, David. But yeah, he's been grinding out. That's Dylan Brooks' trainer.
yeah.
I mean, he does do a lot of Dylan Brooks-esque thing. Now that I kind of pointed that out, words are hard right now, but he's been killing it, man. He's been putting in the work, and yeah, I don't know. Why do you think they haven't been playing him? Just kind of like a trust thing,
Man,
or
yeah. So listen, they love Rasheed, and I think Rasheed is going to be a foundational piece of this team. But you also gotta go into Jordan Ott's mind a little bit, right?
Mhm.
You're riding with your guys that you've been riding with the entire season,
Yeah,
right? Loyalty matters, man. I know people are gonna, outside the box, they're like, damn loyalty, damn this, damn that, man. Do what you can to win the game. But you also gotta understand that when you play Rasheed, somebody has to be replaced, right? There's
yeah,
minutes, there's adjustments, there's all kind of patterns. And the Suns have their guys that they've been riding with and they trust. And so it's a really tough spot for Jordan not to be in.
yeah,
It's I do think it's a numbers game. I think it's a trust and respect and numbers game that Jordan is navigating right now. And unfortunately, in this spot, Rasheed is kind of the odd guy out. But it's not for a lack of belief or talent
hmm
or even trust. I just think that the Suns have decided on particular players that have earned the right to be on the court. Now, again, right, you got the undersized, oversized, all these things and dynamics, man. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, man, like Royce O'Neal has done a lot of good things for this basketball team this year, right?
yeah,
You got guys out there that are putting it on the line, and I think that's part of it. But me personally, if I were coaching,
yeah,
I'd have a hard time not finding a way to get Rasheed on the court,
yeah.
especially because I believe he can guard all 5 positions. He can do all
Oh
kind
yeah,
of crazy things. He can hit the 3 ball. There's just so much that Rasheed brings to the table. I just think the timing of this, just it's a tough situation, man. But
Yeah.
in no way, shape, or form do I believe that Jordan is doing anything malicious.
Yeah.
And in no way, shape, or form do I think that this is in any way, this isn't a forecast of what Rasheer is. Like this is one of those situations where it's just a tough spot. But Rasheer's gonna be, I
He's
mean,
a dog.
dog, he's gonna be a very important player for years to come.
Another Jersey guy.
Camden, baby. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, baby. My guy, Rasheer, love him.
I want to talk about another, I guess, East Coast guy as well, Kobe Brea, a guy that hasn't really been talked about, and I've been kind of putting, I guess, not really like an agenda, but kind of doing like my own homework on him and putting, the word out there on him. I was able to, I guess, fortunately see him back in February. I went up to the Skyforce and a Valley Suns game where I also got to see Kaman Rasheer play. I was like, man, these guys are all. It's like this is the future right here.
Yeah.
And obviously, we don't know what could happen in the off season, but going into next season, I'm always curious. What do you think that looks like for Kobe Brea? Because obviously, he spent this year with the Valley Suns. You're shooting 40% from three. We know where Grayson's at in his career. Obviously, you kind of feel like you already have that 3-point shooter on the bench. You want to go younger, kind of put your faith and your trust into the younger guys, and come on, Rasheer and Kobe. What do you think his role looks like next year?
Yeah, I think it expands. I think. Listen, I talk to people in that building, man. There are
Mhm.
people that think, have openly told me, you know, best jump shot in this building is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
Like he's got the,
it's
it's just
money.
beautiful. It's
Like if I were
beautiful.
to show a young kid getting into the basketball, I'd be like, "Hey, go watch Kobe Bryant highlights. Study.
Yeah,
That's what I want your jump shot to look like."
picture perfect, beautiful. He's got a world class jump shot. He's again, I'll put Kobe Bryant up against anybody in that building, if we're shooting the basketball. And so, I think he's another one that is young and he's developing. He's got to wait his turn, but the future's bright. And you make a great point. Like Grayson's going into the last year of his deal. You got a guy that's in the wing, that's in practice and putting in the work. And so I expect next year to be a year where Kobe Bryant is looking at this and saying, yeah, I'm gonna have an opportunity to come in here and play a role and potentially even push people to hey,
Make some
put up a
choices.
shut up. Yeah, put
Yeah,
up a shut up. Like I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, man, between Kobe, Rasheer, and Kaman, um, the future is very bright with this basketball team. They all have a particular role that this team needs. Kaman's going to protect the rim, do things that the box score doesn't necessarily jump out,
yeah,
but he's going to ultra shots. He's going to help on the glass. He's going to spread the floor. He can hit the three ball. His shot is coming around and looking really good.
yeah,
Rasheer, I think, is going to be an all NBA defender one day. He's going to be a prototypical 3-and-D guy that I think can shoot 40% from three. And I think Kobe Bryant, sky's the limit with what that guy can do, especially in an offense with Devin Booker, where you spread the floor and you just start shooting the basketball, man. So I think next year those roles will all expand, similar to what we saw with you guys like Ryan Dunn and also that
mhm,
growth from last year to this year was tremendous. A
yeah,
little disappointed and like not disappointed, but I do feel like there have been times in the season with Ryan in particular
yeah,
where I was expecting a little bit more of a leap
yeah,
from Ryan in year two. But I still love Ryan Dunn. I still think Ryan Dunn is also a tremendous piece of his basketball team. So
yeah,
you got a wealth of talent, man. There's an
yeah,
abundance of talent here. You just got to water the seed, man. You got to be patient and let it grow.
yeah. And for like going back to June, before we made the Kevin Durant trade, before everything was finalized, the narrative was, "Oh, the Suns team has no future. They have nothing going forward." Man, we just named a lot of guys in this podcast episode that are going to have, maybe not here in Phoenix, but they're going to have roles in the NBA where they're going to be very impactful for teams. And,
Yeah.
I've had this theory about Ryan Dunn because I feel like there's a very small Ryan Dunn fan club. I feel like a lot of people are fed up with him within the fan base and within kind of the media head world too. Ryan Dunn really hasn't had a lot of consistency in a sense.
Yeah.
And that can go for Oso as well. I mean, his rookie season, I've been calling this Oso and Ryan's rookie year 2.0. They
Yeah.
came into, Phoenix their first year, had Mike Budenholzer. Obviously Ryan Dunn, I believe in one of his first NBA games had his career high against the Clippers. Was
Yeah.
looking very confident as an NBA player. Made the Rising Stars game, and then for a month or two, he was getting like 5 minutes a game. He went from being a very impactful rotational player to being pulled out of the middle of nowhere. And obviously, I don't know the optics behind that or what the reasoning was. And then a guy that we could have used Ryan Dunn a lot last year, but that's a whole nother conversation that we'll get into in another episode. But I just feel like there hasn't really any consistency. And I feel like this year has kind of been almost like a restart in a sense, new front office, Jordan Ott, new system, new roster at that.
Yeah.
Just trying to find his spot again. And,
Yeah.
there's moments too. I'm going to be completely honest where I'm like, man, Ryan, stop being hesitant, man. Go dunk on
Yeah.
somebody, go attack the rim or shoot the ball there. I think there is moments where he does have the ball in his hand and he just he doesn't really look for his own. He looks to just give it up right away. Like the ball's on fire, like it's hot potato. And I'm just saying there's context to this situation and just give Ryan some time. Like he's going to be one of those dudes, man.
This summer is going to be, again, 𝐒𝐿, and Rasheer. Summer's going to be critical. But I'm putting Ryan right into that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, we had the rookie year. We had the sophomore year. There's been inconsistencies. He's got a wealth of talent.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, if I'm Ryan Dunn this summer, we just got to get to a point where he's just consistently and confidently shooting that three ball. Man.
Yeah.
Like if Ryan Dunn can spend an entire summer just shooting the three ball, it will open up his drives. It will open up his athleticism, right? People are sitting back on that. When people start to really try to close out on that is where you're going to see that. And so I think he's stuck between two worlds right now.
Yeah.
I think he's a little, he's in that middle ground where it's like, I probably should shoot this basketball, but I don't have a wealth of confidence in shooting this ball. And then at the same time, I'm trying to attack the rim. But in the back of my mind, I know that I probably could have had a better shot had I been more confident. He's really in that in between. And that's the worst spot to be in as a player.
Yeah.
Because you're questioning what you can do. And so this summer's going to be big, man. If I could give Ryan any advice, I'm saying, spend this entire summer, man, just trying to get that three ball locked in because I think he's a three ball away. And when I say three ball, I'm talking about shoot that thing between 35 to 40%, man.
Yeah.
And he's a three ball away from becoming an extremely dynamic NBA player. And he's young enough to still work on this and get it solved.
Yeah.
So I think Ryan's gonna be fine, but he's got to work. And Oso too, man. Like, man, if I could grab Oso, I would tell him to spend the whole summer shooting corner threes.
Yeah.
The entire summer. Bro, shoot corner threes. You shoot corner threes, and I'm telling you, Oso Ighodoro's basketball game is going to skyrocket. I know that's people probably thinking you crazy, Flex. I've seen it, man. I've seen players that I thought couldn't throw the rock in the Atlantic Ocean. And they put the work in the summer, and all of a sudden they add this to their game. I'm not asking him to be a three-point shooter, but if he can get them short corners, man, or at least take the shot and hit it with some type of confidence and regularity, man, he goes from a good player to, oh, shit, Oso's dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Potentially great. So these are all little things that could be solved, though, man. It's just work.
All right. So to finish up the podcast here, one last thing. I tried to find a good way to transition this in. I couldn't. It's been the talk on Twitter. Some guys have been coming at you. Not really coming at you, but I feel like a lot of things were just misinterpreted. Giannis Antetokounmpo. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. Listen, we talked about it. I'm glad you asked, so we can clear up some of the confusion. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, man. And I'm gonna frame it in a way that I want people to understand the magnitude of what we're talking about. Okay. First of all, Giannis 𝐒𝐿𝐄 is a top 5 player in the world. Okay. We all know this. He's one of the best players on planet Earth. Okay. What I reported and what I'm going to continue to report, whether people want to believe it or not, I really don't care. Okay. This is months and countless hours of checking in, tapping in, talking to people in the know within this situation. Okay. Giannis 𝐒𝐿𝐄 has the Phoenix Suns as a preferred destination in regards to a place he would love to play for, or a place he'd love to play at. Okay. Take that how you want it. Okay. I'm going to repeat.
Let him know.
Giannis 𝐒𝐿𝐄 would love to be a member of the Phoenix Suns. They are one of his preferred destinations at the top of his wish list. Okay? He loves the Phoenix. He loves the idea of playing for the Phoenix Suns. He loves the idea of playing for an owner like Matt Ishbia. And he absolutely loves the idea of playing for a franchise player in Devin Booker. Okay? With that said, Giannis and Milwaukee are in for an explosive summer.
Yeah.
Okay? And how they handle that is up to them.
Mm-hmm.
The Phoenix Suns have nothing to do with that. How that works out, all the Phoenix Suns could do is sit back and understand that a top 5 player in the world still views this place as a prime destination and views this place as a place where he can actually do something with a guy like Devin Booker. That's his thoughts. That's his feelings, right? People in Phoenix should feel good about this.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not saying we're going to get Giannis. I'm not saying that's going to work out. But when you have a top 5 guy like Giannis that is privately behind the scenes putting Phoenix at the top of his wish list because of guys like Matt Ishbia and Devin Booker, that matters, man. That matters.
Yeah.
People have to understand that, the doom and gloom, hey, man, the Phoenix Suns are in trouble. Hey, man, the Phoenix Suns don't have a future. Hey, man, the Phoenix Suns can't find a way out of this. Guys like Giannis would love to be here.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'll take it one step further. There are a multitude of NBA stars that are available and stars that aren't available yet that will become available that also have the Phoenix Suns at the top of their wish list. Okay? So for anybody that is feeling disappointed or scared or worried about what the future of the Phoenix Suns looks like, understand the consensus around the league from superstar players, including a guy like Giannis, is that the Phoenix Suns are indeed still very much a prime destination. Matt Ishbia is a great owner that players respect. And Devin Booker, for the love of God, is absolutely a franchise player that people would love to come play with. Okay? So I don't know how much more clear I can make that. Again, what they do is what they do. The Phoenix Suns will not sell the farm. The Phoenix Suns will not break the bank. The Phoenix Suns will not go big fish hunting for no reason. They're going to sit back. They're going to analyze everything. They're going to look at all options, and they're going to make the best deals possible to help this team in the window that Devin Booker has over the next 5 seasons to put the best product and a championship team here in Phoenix. People want to be in Phoenix. Rest easy, Planet Orange. That's basically what it is.
That's pretty clear. Looking straight through the window on that one. I think.
There we go, man.
I think we'll end
no
episode 1.
misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a good note to end on for this episode.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And last thing, hold on. Neff. There's people that probably gonna listen to this and say, I need more.
Yeah.
That's why you keep tuning in.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have more.
Oh yeah, of course.
This is gonna be a very exciting offseason for the Suns. They're in a great place. And when I said multiple stars, there'll be a time and place to talk about those things.
Yeah.
Right now isn't.
No.
Right now, the time and place is Game 3, first round, tomorrow, downtown Phoenix, Oklahoma City Thunder. And when it's all said and done, we'll have the time to talk about particular players, particular possibilities, particular options for people that would fit right with the Phoenix Suns and what that would look like, what the price might look like, what the Phoenix Suns might do,
For sure.
and how they feel. So let's leave it at that, man. That's where we at. 𝐒𝐿𝐀𝐆𝐒 podcast, baby. Get ready.
At 𝐒𝐿𝐀𝐆𝐒, episode 1 in the books. Before we get out of here, I just want to say, for all the viewers, appreciate you guys tuning in, man. This is going to be something special. I'm excited to have a platform with Flex here, OG, that, you know, it's just going to be very transparent, very neutral, just a spot where, you know, there's no negativity. If anything, outside of neutral, it's going to be positive. Nothing bad is going to be here. Obviously, there's already enough negative stuff going on in the outside world. You don't want to have to, you know, basketball is a hobby. You don't want to have to, you know, hear your favorite team getting, you know, talk shit on, or your favorite player. Like, you want a neutral spot. And that's what we're here for, man. We're trying to create the best content as possible. And I think we have the tools to do that, and we're going to do that. So it's going to be fun in a couple months, days, weeks, years from now to look back on episode 1 here in the books and be like, wow, look at what 𝐒𝐿𝐀𝐆𝐒 did, man. Like, the level they just went is just crazy. But yeah, shout out to the haters, shout out to the supporters. We love you all. We love you guys all. And all the socials will be displayed on the screen here. We're on TikTok, YouTube, you name it, we're there. Spotify, for the people that would rather just listen opposed to watching. All the links will be in the description as well. But yeah, episode 1, I think we'll call right there. Deuces.